Hi guys. So I'm sure that some of you have become acutely aware of the sadistic nature of what we laughingly refer to as reality, the sabotaging nature of it and the obstructionist nature of it. I mean, try and get something sorted with Amazon or fucking your bank, or try and see a doctor, or try and do anything like get out of bed and breathe or something, and you will find it increasingly, more so now than ever before, obstructionist. It's like you're in bed, you're hot, you put your duvet on the side and it keeps falling back over you again. And it's more pronounced now than ever before. There's roadworks everywhere. Oh man, I could go on and on and on and on. It's in every fucking nuance, in every imaginable way. Now it's extremely, what is the word I'm looking for? Pronounced now, more than ever before, obviously. Right. Now, what you have to ask yourself is, how does that make you feel? What effect does that have on you? What does that bring up? What does it trigger? Right? And generally, what I find increasingly is that it triggers what I refer to as the passive aggressive element. It's the part of me that is basically the heart of darkness. So we're dealing with core issues now, the core of it all, basically, right? The part of me that believes that evil always wins, and there's nothing you can do with your back against the wall forever, and there's nothing you can do. You have no recourse. You're being tortured over and over and over again, life after life after life, quite possibly, maybe, who knows, but certainly, as I remember, this life, fucking hey, right? And you're forever with your back against the wall. You're surrounded by people, whatever, that do this as well. They are basically just the matrix torturing you in what they do, what they say, the fact they have no empathy, the fact that they just want to feed off of you, etc., etc. And they have you going for a long time. They have you thinking that, oh, this is a nice person I've got here, and they have empathy, and this is a friendship, or this is a good relationship, or this is, I don't know, however you interact with these things. They're nothing of the kind, and that's one way that really fucks with you. It's it's a type of weaponry. It really fucks with your psyche when you interact with somebody on a deeper level for a certain amount of time, and you invest in this person or whatever, and they turn out to be something else altogether. That's a really, really bad experience, and it really fucks you up, and it makes you feel you can't trust yourself, you can't trust anything, and leads you right back to your core of I am not safe. I'm never safe. I can't trust anybody. And if I can't trust anybody, and I've been yet again led up the garden path by another narcissist posing as an empath, so that means I can't trust myself. I can't trust my intuition. I can't trust the synchronicity. I can't trust the maverick effect. You're then staring into the blackest abyss imaginable. And that's going to make you feel some seriously nasty, horrific depression. Right? But I talked about the whole trauma-based mind control thing, right? And the reasons for it. Why trauma-based mind control? My firm belief from my own observations is that it makes us hate ourselves. And it creates what I call the passive-aggressive element, the heart of darkness at the very core of our being. Because evil is like artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence doesn't have a life force of its own. It's dead. without our life force, it would simply be rendered null and void. Right? It's like a car, it needs petrol. It's like any device in your home, it needs plugging in or it needs Wi-Fi. But it cannot function on its own merits. It needs to be fed, and we are feeding it. So we've been trauma-based, mind controlled in order to create the passive-aggressive element, the heart of darkness, which is what the dark side can hook into. It cannot hook into your light. It cannot hook into your sovereignty. It cannot hook into the parts of you that are good and pure and true. It wouldn't work. It feeds off of you through the heart of darkness. That is the ultimate portal into your energy field, your life force, you see. It's louche. It's a louche gathering operation. You see yourself every day. It is torture. People say things like that a lot, like, oh, today was really hard at work, it was pure torture. They sort of loosely refer to it like that, but when I say torture, I mean it implicitly, and that's it. It's actually torture, because when you become more awake, really awake, you realize that there's absolutely no fucking reason whatsoever for anything to be like this whatsoever. The only reason it is like this, and you know, they've been doing this for so long, and they say, oh, it's for your convenience and it's for your protection, but that is, of course, because we're in the inversion realm, a complete lie. It's the opposite. It is to keep feeding into the self-hate programming. That, look what we're doing to you, look what we're doing to you, look what we're doing to you every day, look all the hoops you have to jump to just to get your very, very basic needs semi-met, right? It makes you feel totally powerless and that you're back against the wall, and the rage and the fury and the hate that it engenders is exactly what it wants. Evil wants that. That is the reason it's doing this to us, you see. Because it comes from a place of feeling completely powerless. Now, in my humble opinion, the way to turn that all around is like... Okay, so... sit with those emotions, right? And those, not just emotions, but weird mental aberrations, like I said yesterday, or whenever it was, I did my last video, Jesus fucking hell, it overlaps. Often enough, you don't know what's yours and what's the dark side's. This weird intrusive thought syndrome that we've all got going on is very much a part of it, and that's definitely the dark side, feeding that into your psyche through your passive-aggressive elements, the heart of darkness, to shock you and terrorize you and torment you and torture you. It does that to me, it does it to a friend of mine, it does it to people that I know that aren't really even very awake, but they are beginning to awaken and they're beginning to notice these things. But it all comes down to what we do with it. I mean, the reason the passive-aggressive element is there, all that self-hate and that self-abuse and self-mistreatment, like, oh, every day I have to run the circuit of risk assessment, I have to worry, I have to be afraid, I have to expect the worst, that's the only way to stay safe. All of that is self-abuse. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. It is very big and it's very complex and it's very convoluted and it's very insidious and it goes very, very deep and it's very, very dark and it's really, really, really fucked up in the most surreal fucking way imaginable, right? However, you have two choices. you can let that ride you and be in that state of the passive aggressive. I'm a powerless victim, and I'm full of hate, and I'm full of rage, and I'm gonna just and exist in that state and mistreat yourself. Or for some people, they have like what I call a dark awakening. They somehow manage, I don't know how they do this, but they somehow manage to shove it back into the subconscious and live a pretend life. That's very narcissistic. So I'm not really bothered with people like that, because whatever, okay, good luck to that. But for the soul traveler wanting to come home to him or herself, wanting to regain their power, their sovereignty, their magic, to get out of this state of victimhood, and I'm powerless and there's nothing I can do, you need to get directly to grips with the passive aggressive element, because that is mission control. That is the part within you, self-hate, that the dark side uses against you to use your life force, sucking it out. That's why this world is the way it is. That's why we grow old. That's why we die. That's why there's disease. That's why there's all these fucking psychopathic fuckers and narcissists, feedy people, all of the whole fucking clown town shit show that we currently seem to exist in is engendered by this mechanism. Dark side, trauma-based mind control, passive-aggressive elements. Right? So it is all about being aware of your level of reactivity. So what do you do with that? You see, ultimately it's a healing covenant now. Your passive aggressive element is being triggered in a really big way, right? So it's really hard going. All that self-hate, all that weird, surreal insanity in your psyche, often enough manifesting in your body as well, is this belief that, oh, evil always wins and there's nothing I can do, and I'm with my back against the wall and I hate myself, and it is all really perverse and you're against yourself there. But you do not have to continue to perpetuate that. You see, you were set up to think and feel and be that way. That's why it's always egging you on. It's strongly encouraged for you to stay in that state of mind, in that state of emotion. You know, oh, there is no light and we're never going to get out of here, or any kind of defeatism or victimhood, or any kind of, you know it when it's a lie, because it makes you feel really, really bad. So do not what it wants you to do. So I get triggered so much now because the obstructionism is so horrific. It's just appalling. It really is. It's so bad. From the minute I get out of bed, even before, all the way, it's just making a cup of tea, having a shower, preparing some food, feeding the cat. So stupidest, littlest things, but it's sadistic as fuck. So it brings up my passive aggressive element in a big way, and right behind their hate and the rage comes a massive tidal wave of grief. That's generally how that works, right? Layers, and it's all like pressure cooker type shit. So right, so now I know it's about healing. I also know that if I continually choose to align myself with that, I'm not really, well, I don't think I'm really going to make a great deal of progress, and I'm going to make myself feel like absolute shit in the process. So what I practice now is I practice letting it go. I've spoken about this before in other videos. Letting go, I can call it, and I will from now on, calling it conservation, or conserving my life force, in the understanding that you're torturing me because you want me to get really filled with hate and filled with rage and filled with grief and filled with insanity, and you want me to take it out on myself or others, and to stay in that and perpetuate that. But I'm not going to. It's like this morning, hoovering, you know, just vacuuming. That was like, what the actual, I mean, I won't even go into the details of it, because it was just ludicrous. It was like, it brought up my hate and my rage, and I thought, right. So I walk into the bathroom and I close the door and I scream and I stamp and I let it come up and I feel it, but I'm in the awareness that I can then let it go. I can be with it, but I can choose to let it go. I can choose to let it be about healing, feeling it to heal it. And that is how we heal the passive aggressive element. It's an understanding that this is the darkest part of me, the part of me that has been against me, that has been at war with me, because of all the fucking trauma and all the insanity that everybody so studiously ignores, right? It's all done on purpose, you know. I mean, it really kicks the dog when it's down. All these people out there proclaiming life to be just such a wonderful thing, and it's like, wow. So this is how we defeat evil. This is how we defeat its power over us. This is how we totally and utterly nullify that fucking thing. Because if it has nothing to hook into us, into our psyche, it's game over. It's done. It gets really viciously personal. It knows exactly how to stick the knife in your guts and twist it. Really, really does. I mean, each and every one of us has different shit going on, you know, but it knows exactly what to do. It knows exactly, it's, you know, but we do not have to be victims anymore. It's all about what you do with it. Do you continue to believe that you're a powerless victim, or do you understand that it attacks you, it obstructs you, it sabotages you, it gaslights you, it abuses you, all because it has no life force at all of its own. It's dead, artificial intelligence, or well, stupidity is what I'd call it. It needs your life force. It gets your life force by having traumatized the fuck out of you and continuing to do so on a daily basis, and then hooking into your weakest link, which is your passive aggressive element, which is where you hate yourself and mistreat yourself and act against yourself and think against yourself and feel against yourself. This is symbolized on the external plane by people that self-harm. There's a lot of that. There's a massive rise in self-harm. There's a massive rise in really horrible suicides. There's a massive rise in people with really weird extreme phobias, right? All kinds of shit like that. This is all psychological stuff that is against the self. It's totally and bitterly against the self. And the reason for this, by the way, is if you have an enemy that you cannot see, you do not know what the enemy looks like, you do not know where the enemy lives, exists, you don't know exactly or at all why the enemy is doing this to you, for what reason, how is the enemy doing this to you, when or where or any of it, you don't. It's like the Wizard of Oz, it's all behind the screen, you can't see it, but you are being tortured and tormented in a massive fucking way every fucking day of your life. Right? Gaslighting, that is so bad, all of it. So, and there is a part of you that knows beyond a shadow of any fucking doubt that this is fucking evil. You've always known that, always, because you're a living soul, a living water of life, you know. Beyond any doubt, you know. So what do you think happens? All that rage and all that hate and all that vengeance gets put into your subconscious. That is what you're taught to do. Stored up like in a pressure cooker. Now it's a time where all that, the heart of darkness, the densest, darkest sludge at the bottom of the barrel is really coming up. That's why evil feels desperate. That's why it attacks us even more. That's why we're healing even faster and even bigger and even more. See what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? So it is of the ultimate importance that we are aware of what is going on, of the mechanism of it, the dynamics of it, and that we choose to keep letting go instead of giving it our life force and playing that fucking game. So like when you're in your car and there's all these roadworks and all these shenanigans going on, all the gaslighting, weird shit going on, and when there's people that, well, aren't people, that are demonic and all kinds of fucking garbage, you're gonna feel all that's gonna come up in a big way. So you feel it, you're in awareness of it. It's gonna feel fucking unbearable at times. And yet, you are in a state of loving surrender and acceptance with it. Or sheer hardcore fucking endurance. That as well, at times, you know. But you have a choice what you're going to do with it. And because that is the be-all and end-all of this right now, guys, okay? That is empowerment. Because there is no way in hell that you can defeat the enemy with your passive-aggressive, self-hating crap. Because that is what empowers the enemy. Loving yourself and healing the passive-aggressive element, the heart of darkness, will defeat the enemy. Right? That's it. And so, to conserve your life force, not only in this, but also in what do you feed? Who do you feed? What do you feed? Are you still there checking the David Icke website? Are you still there looking, oh, what's going on in the Ukraine and what they're doing and what they're doing? Are you still doing that? Then you're still feeding the Matrix. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done for several months now. I no longer look at any conspiracy theories. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't listen to anything at all. The only YouTube channel that I watch, I think there's one or two, that's it. I don't do it anymore. I do other things. I do things for as much as I can that help me, that nurture me, that strengthen me, or yeah, I do all my inner work. And that, frankly, I mean, it's such now that it takes up everything just about. But when it gets this vicious, you know you're onto something. Evil is feeling us slip through its fingers, you know. Every fucking day, be in awareness, be very, very aware that you are, what can I say? You're a being of great power. And it's that power the enemy has usurped for a very long time. So it's going to take a while to start understanding how to get it back. Right? What do you give it your life force to? Do you honestly think it's going to make a fucking blind bit of difference? You watching videos about what goes on in the Ukraine, right? Or what they're up to over there, or the Great Reset, or this or that, oh, they're doing this, you know, and there's all these fucking, the usual suspects who have been doing this forever and ever and ever. Oh, the Great Reset, oh, they're going to do this, and oh, the smart cities, they're going to do that, like it's a done deal. And there you are plugging into that and listening to that, and oh yeah, have you noticed how there's a kind of, almost like a weird addictive thing to that? It wants you doing that, because you're creating it for them when you do that. Right? These people proclaim to be of the light, but they're nothing of the kind, because they're perpetually spreading doom porn, right? And you're giving that your life force. Get the fuck away from it already. Get away from all the conspiracy bullshit, right? Get away from, oh, the flat earth, yeah, Tartaria, it's over there. It doesn't matter anymore. It's not one thing, reality. It's always shifting, it isn't at all. It's in the process of being recreated, guys, okay? Stop giving away your life force, right? Be very aware of yourself as a being. Be very aware of your woundedness, which woundedness is a major understatement for this insanity that we are in. Be really aware of that. Be really fucking present with you. Right? All these, oh, isn't it nice to buy a present for so-and-so? Fuck that shit. No. Oh, I need to give so-and-so a bell. See how she's doing, you know, because she's really going through it. You're really going through it, so fuck that. Oh, I need to send an email to so-and-so. Oh, I need to reply to that. Oh, I need to pay this. Oh, and I have to do that. Oh my God, they're doing this in Ukraine and Bono's going over there. Oh, so weird. So bullshit, bullshit. Fuck off, bullshit. Cut it out. Cut it out. Don't do it. You're fucking hemorrhaging life force. Get triggered, yeah? Okay, fine. It's a trigger fest, like unparalleled. So you can't stop getting triggered. You can't stop evil doing what it does. It does that because it wants to survive. It can't survive on its own merit because it's fucking artificial, right? So it needs your life force. Want to defeat evil? Do the fucking sacred work. You will defeat evil. It will take time, maybe. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a bit of a journey, but hey. Either you think of yourself as a powerless victim, oh, fucking crybaby bullshit, or you see the truth that, hey, I'm giving this my life force. All that passive-aggressive self-hate needs to be healed. So that is what I'm going to do. And then evil can't latch onto me anymore. It can't hook into me anymore. Game over. It's artificial stupidity. It can't stand on its own 2 feet. It doesn't have any feet. Right? So feel it. Be in awareness of all of it. And it is tough going. But work through it. Heal it. Alchemize it. Do not let it dictate your behavior and oh, I have to stay in it and this is how it is and I want. No. Let it go. This is what I mean by forgiveness, by the way, because this word gets bandied about a lot and totally misunderstood. No, we don't forgive evildoers, but we turn around and we walk away from them. We do not give them our life force. I don't need to fight back. I don't want to insult them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to know you. I see what you are and I'm walking away already. I forgive, as in I feel neutral. I feel neutral now. I don't care. Because I have the power within me. It is called love. Unconditional love and harmonious creativity. So every time I get triggered and every day is absolutely dire, and still I do this, I work through this. And I alchemize it and I let go and I alchemize it and I let go and I alchemize it and I let go. So they no longer really have any power over me. And it comes with fear. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to fall out. Oh, your teeth are going to fall out. Oh, something is going to happen to your best friend. Something is going to happen to your other cat. Oh, this is going to happen. Oh, they're going to come for you. And more now than ever before, the fear. Oh, like my heart. Ka-doom, ka-doom, ka-doom. It is dreadful. And even that I can sit with and feel and understand. It's all part of the mechanism. Boy, oh boy, they're desperate. They need our soul traveler life force because they can't. They're nothing without it. Fucking nothing. They're powerless. They're nothing. They're dead, guys. They are the Fibonacci demons and they're dead. They have nothing. We have it all and we always did. We fell into this delusion, you know, but we're coming out of it now, guys. So conserve your life force. Like I said in my other video, what are you giving your attention to? If it's all the conspiracy, all the stuff that's happening, oh look what they're doing over there and look at Biden and look at this and look at that and boo, then you're feeding the matrix. You're hemorrhaging life force. It's really difficult to get away from it. It's very addictive. But you know, I've conquered many addictions in my life. I've conquered this one too. I just don't do it anymore. And the more you step away from all that garbage, which it really fucking is, doom porn, it's all garbage. Or, oh, you must listen to so-and-so guru because he knows exactly what's going on. Again, you're hemorrhaging because you know what's going on in your version of reality. You. No other fucker knows a fucking thing. You'll come across information, right? Maverick effect, and all different, on an ad or in a YouTube video, that something tells you, watch this. You don't know why, but something says, yeah, this feels right, watch it. And then you extract pearls. You don't take the whole thing on and think, oh, their truth is my truth, they must know what's going on. No, what the fuck? It's like there's words, there's sentences, or there's something that says, yeah, ping, I was just thinking about that, and ping, and whatever. This is what I call the Maverick effect. It's always guided me, it's been in my whole life, and it's fucking good stuff. Now, each and every soul traveler will have their own version of that going on. Go with that. Trust yourself, you know what you're doing. Right? Conserve your fucking life force. It's fucking precious stuff. Don't give it away. Always be guided by your intuition. And on the days where it gets so dark that you don't know what is your intuition and you can't feel it because you're overwhelmed with fucking assault, then you endure. You go deep within and you hunker down and you wail and you cry or you scream and you rant and you do that. You work through it and you endure as best you can. Alright, and you remember this one thing, the only reason is that you like that now is because you're fucking slipping through its fingers. You have had the power all along to go home.